like a referee would have. So like and share this episode. You know? We out here. We out cheer, cheer. We out cheer. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You know? It's a Tuesday evening. And I'm coming at you from the great state of North Carolina. You know? Great state of North Carolina, man. So what's really going on in this crazy, beautiful world that we live in, man? A lot of stuff, a lot of wild stuff is going on, and that's usually how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And it's never going to change either. Things are always going to be kind of wild and crazy. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. You know? Things are always going to be rigged, unfair with some people. I haven't really seen that change much since I'm a living, really. Yeah, I haven't really seen much of anything really change. Really, the stuff that I see today, it's pretty much been going on when I was a kid. Pretty much. Only difference is I heard about it. I didn't have to see it until I was about a teenager and experience it until I was like 16, 17 years old. A lot of stuff that I see and hear today on through other people, television. I heard about this stuff when I was growing up. So a lot of stuff that you see today or hear about today it's nothing new. This shit been going on since I'm a living, basically. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't really changed. Only thing changed is more people over here from someplace else. There's more people over here today that came from someplace else. That's the only difference today. But when I was growing up, it's the same shit that was going on, man. It ain't nothing's really changed. Not really. People got more famous. It's more celebrities, more entertainers. But it's the same old bullshit that happens today. Yeah, it's the same stuff you see today on TV, on the internet. It's been going on. It ain't nothing changed, man. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. You know, it's like, yeah, because growing up, you know, I was a good kid growing up. I wasn't a perfect kid growing up. I did little things here and there, got into little stuff here and there. But here's the thing. I say it all the time, the game is rigged out here. Smash the like button. The game is rigged out here. It's not fair. It's not set up to be fair. So whenever I hear people say stuff like, well, you don't need no game. You don't need no street smarts. No. Those people are naive or just butt kisses or something. You need street etiquette. You need street smarts out here. You need some type of charm, charisma out here. No. You need street smarts out here today more than ever. Some of the stuff I see, I never saw when I was growing up. People didn't get caught up like some of the stuff I see today. People getting caught up doing. That didn't happen back when I was growing up. So either people are game goofy, or they're just getting high. Either or it could be both. Because some of the stuff I see people doing and getting caught up in, I'm like, come on, man. You fell for that shit? Come on, man. I mean, let's take Diddy, for example. Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. Why so serious? No, I'm not serious at all. I'm just telling, some of my experiences and some of the stuff I saw when I was growing up. That's it. Stuff happens out here, man. But here's I'm gonna tell you how I was raised. Like I said, the game is rigged, right? The game is rigged. So it's like this. If let's say you have to defend yourself. Sometimes things go left. You try to avoid violence. You try to, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You have to defend. You should defend yourself. I am. I've had to defend myself in the past. Twice. You know what I'm saying? One was, well, no, both of them were with groups of people involved. It happens. You know what I'm saying? What surprises me is when I meet people and they say they ain't never been in a scuffle or not, I'm like, how do you avoid not being in a fight, bro? Like, you live for, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and you never been in a fight before? You never threw a punch, a push? How do you avoid that shit, bro? Yeah, everybody like that painting. That shit is dope. I know it's dope. I know. Hey man, hey man, I got good taste, man. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta represent my last name, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit dope. I know it's dope. If you think that painting is good, you should see the one I got in the next room over there. The other painting I got is even better than this. Yeah, But look, at some point, if you're a man living in North America, you're probably gonna have to defend yourself. If you check this out. If you were rolling like we were rolling in the early 2000s, in the late 90s, we're going out 2-3 times a week, traveling all over America. I'm traveling all over the world. You know what I'm saying? If you rolling like that, you're gonna have some run-ins with somebody at some point. It's going to happen. If you rolling like that, we going out 3-4 times a week at one point. All across America. Up north, south, west coast, midwest. Something's gonna happen. And you're gonna have to do what you gotta do. And check this out. Let me tell you how I was taught. if you have to defend yourself, and if the cops show up, and if it's a white person that you, or the white people that you had to defend yourself against, and if the cops show up, you're probably gonna go down as being your fault. That's how I was taught. I don't know how you were taught, but that's how I was taught. You might be in the right, but you're gonna end up being in the wrong in the end. You're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt. That's what I mean when I say the game is rigged. And I've seen plenty of times where people got jammed up because, see, in a lot of people's mind, a lot of people think like this. They think, okay, well, I know my rights, and I ain't done nothing wrong, so I ain't worried about it. Well, nobody gives a damn about your rights. People break laws, and they break that shit all the time, bro. You gotta get out of that. You're in that damn fantasy world. This is America. This shit is doggy dog out here. This shit ain't fair out here. It's nothing about fairness out here at all. I haven't seen it since I've been living. And look, I'm one of those guys. I know people all over the planet at this point, and I haven't seen no fairness anywhere I've been. And check this out. This is a type of when you're out in them streets, it's really about who you rolling with and who you know when you out in them streets. And that's gonna make a big difference when shit go left, or if it does go left, when it comes to defending yourself. Because if you have no backing, you up shit creek, buddy. If you have no backing, you up shit creek. Yeah, you up shit creek, buddy. Ain't no more good attorneys out here. Ain't no more good attorneys out here. And if I don't know any. I know people all over the country. So, So sometimes, a lot of us, we think if we move to the suburbs, that, we'll be much safer than living in the hood or around black neighborhoods, right? No, that's not. I haven't seen that to be true either. What I've seen to be true is that, let's say you live in an all-white neighborhood, and you're the only black family in that neighborhood. And if, let's say, somebody's house gets broken in that neighborhood, there's a good chance they come to your house first. The police is gonna come to your door and be like, hey, have you seen any suspicious people walking around this neighborhood? And you're gonna be like, no, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't had no problems. Or whatever. Well, how come they came to your house? How'd they know you stayed there? You want to know why they know how they found out you stayed there? Because everybody knows you stays there in that neighborhood. Everybody knows y'all the only black family in the neighborhood. You're the only black couple in the neighborhood. That's why they came to your door first. And if you have kids, and if something happens to your kid in that neighborhood, all those people in that neighborhood is going to be against you. 99.999% of the time. That's what I've seen happen. And that 1% that does say something or does something to help you out, they scared to death. They scared. They don't want nobody else to know that they looking out for you, looking out for y'all in some type of way. They nervous. I'm serious. I've seen it happen a couple of times. I've seen it happen on jobs too, where it's like, I had the job one time, and the supervisor did some old janky shit. He tried to anyway. It didn't work because I was already ahead of him already. But one of my coworkers, instead of him telling me directly what was going on, you know what he did? I was walking in the hallway, and we were walking in the opposite direction. Instead of telling me what he wanted to tell me, he slid me a paper in my hand. He gave me like a dap and slid me the paper at the same time while he was dapping me. He wrote it down on the paper, man. And then he told me what he said on the paper. And at the end it said, P.S. Please don't tell anybody about this because I'm afraid what they might think about me if they find out that I'm telling you this. Man, that shit was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off, you know. But that type of shit happens all the time. It happens all the time. That's what I mean when I say the game is rigged. And if you don't believe it, well, you keep living. You're gonna find out real fast because you're gonna be walking around thinking that everything is fair and balanced like Fox News. No, it's not fair and balanced out here. The game is rigged against you if you're a black man, and if you don't believe it, keep living. You keep walking around thinking everything's fair and balanced. I'm not doing that because I already know it's rigged against me in most cases. You know, that's why I'm always ahead of everybody most of the time. I already know the mindset of most people out here. So I'm never caught off guard. No. Because I was raised a certain type of way. And plus, you know, I've been around people that know people. I know people that know people. In hiding places. So I'm never going to be caught off guard. So whenever I see someone being mistreated, someone being found guilty in certain situations, I'll be like, man, I ain't surprised. Shit, this is still America. You know what I'm saying? You know? But look, if you have to defend yourself, look, if four people jump on me, you can't tell me how I should respond. You know what I'm saying? Are you crazy? If 4 people jump on me, and if I have a weapon, what am I supposed to do? Don't use it? Are you crazy? If 4 people jump on me, okay, let's say 2 people. Hey, I can take 2 people. Yeah, I take 2. You know, yeah, I take 2. I'll give you a pass. 4 people? Come on, man. You can't tell me how to respond. Gloves off then, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting beat down, man. Yeah, no. Hey, look, I don't know if you ever been in a fight or not, but if you ever get jumped by 4 guys, you could be killed. You can end up in the hospital. 4 people can do a lot of damage to 1 person. I don't know if you know that or not. You know what I'm saying? Really, you can be taken out. 4 people can do a lot of damage to you. So You can't tell me how I should respond if I'm getting jumped on by 4 people, whether I'm a kid or an adult. You can't tell me that, hey, you shouldn't hit him so hard, or hey, you shouldn't pull out a weapon. I'm like, hey man, what do you expect me to do? I don't know. I'm not looking for no trouble. I don't go around starting shit. What do you want me to do, bro? I've been places hanging out with people. Shit happens. So we had to do what we had to do when we got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do? Now, if you have to go to court, that's a whole nother thing. This shit is rigged. You don't want to go to court because the odds are it's going to be against you. The deck is stacked against you if you have to go to court. It's no fair trial, man. Come on, man. You need to get off that, man. Come on, man. You ain't gonna get no fair trial, man. No. You're not gonna get no fair trial, man. I ain't seen nobody get a fair trial. I don't know, man. Since OJ. Yeah, that's it, man. I can't say. I looked at plenty of trials over the past 30 years. I ain't really found nobody with no fair trial yet. OJ is probably the only person. And the only reason I got curious about OJ's trial, I met OJ. I met OJ in person. That made me want to look at his case, his files. And they online. They were online at the time. When I met OJ, I was like, oh, he ain't no killer. No, I don't know what happened, but he ain't do it. He didn't do it. This guy ain't no killer. No, he too goofy and silly. No, No, he too goofy and silly to be a killer. No, man. There's no way. See, I know guys that live that type of life. So, OJ, no. He too goofy and silly. He get out of prison and start hanging out, doing on the golf course, doing the same old bullshit he was doing. Oh, no. He outside. No, no. Hey, rest in peace, OJ, man. But I'm just saying, when I met OJ, I don't know what happened, but he didn't do it. And a lot of people would agree with that. But they went along with it because it was a money grab for a lot of those people. A lot of those people got book deals, they got opportunities, they got they created films, and I think they might have even made a movie on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of those attorneys, I don't know if you noticed or not, a lot of those attorneys have passed away mysteriously, and one of them disappeared. You don't know where none of them at. All of them gone. Isn't that something? All those attorneys that was on OJ's case either passed away in some mysterious way or disappeared. Abracadabra. Where'd they go? God damn. It was what, 6, 7 of them. Where'd they go? They all gone all of a sudden. God damn. Shit happens out here. Now you see me, now you don't. Damn. The game is cold, man. The game is cold, man. And look, there's no amount of money that's gonna save you. Money ain't gonna save you when you go in that courtroom. Look all the money Diddy had. Diddy had more than enough money. Bill Cosby had more than enough money. And Cosby ended up in prison. There's no amount of money that's going to save you. No woman is going to save you either. I know some of y'all fellas think y'all can hang out with white people and hang around white women and think that somehow you're going to be safe. No. No. Nope. No woman's going to save you. And if you don't believe it, you keep living. You're going to find out real quick. Because there's plenty of pictures and videos online of some white woman saying, "Oh, he's a good fella. Yeah, he don't deserve this type of treatment. He's a good man." There's plenty of white women. There's plenty of pictures online or plenty of books you can read through history of this. And the guy, they took him out anyway. So that doesn't work. Because white guys don't listen to white women. White guys don't listen to white women in situations like that. They really don't listen to them at all, really. But I'm just saying, when it comes to anything serious, white guys tend to not to listen to white women. They let them talk. So you can't use white women as leverage. That doesn't work. Yeah, that might work in a small environment, private, closed environment, at a party, event. Okay, yeah, I give it to you. Yeah. But outside that environment, that doesn't work. No woman's gonna save you. No. Yeah. I don't even think that work in Hollywood no more. I don't even think that work in Hollywood no more. That used to be a thing in Hollywood where a lot of guys would hang with, a lot of brothers would hang with the white women. It's kind of a way. It's kind of a symbol of, hey, I'm safe. I'm cool. I'm okay. That was like that used to happen in the 70s and 80s and 90s a lot. And if you live in California, if you live in LA, that happens in LA a lot too. But don't get in no trouble. Shit, that white woman gonna be gone. He got a bitch gone, boy. Hey, that's just like, take a look at the coach from Michigan. Him being married to a white woman, that didn't help. And that didn't help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your wife right there. Yeah, she in the courtroom. Yeah, that's your wife. Yeah. So what? Shit. I don't know what he got. I think he got probation or some shit like that. He didn't get off. He ain't going to prison, but I'm just saying. Yeah. He probably not going to be able to coach in college for a long time. He probably got to go back. He might have to go back to high school or some shit like that. His reputation is shot. He probably won't be a head coach no more. I tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? But man, the game is cold out here. Look, you can do everything right and still go bad. That's how you know the game is rigged. And plus, when you have a certain action or certain events happening to one group of people and not the other, that's how you know the game is rigged. Because if it wasn't rigged, it would happen to everybody, right? if something happens to everybody, you be like, you can talk to the other person, and you can be like, hey, this happened to me, and I did this and did that. Tell me what you did. And they looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? That ain't never happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. What the hell I'm talking to you for? We can't be friends. We ain't got nothing in common, man. That's how you know the game is rigged, man. Damn. Oh my god, damn. You know, you can't be friends. Well, we ain't got nothing to talk about. We don't have nothing in common, man. God damn, man. You know. Oh, P.S. by the way, before I forget, hey man, go get it, man. I got two of. I really got four of them, but it's a hardcover, baby. It's it, baby. Love at First Click. They're both bestsellers. They both bestsellers. That's your boy on the front. God damn it, that's when I had my hair out. Hey. The game, look, the game is here. The game is here. the game, they said the game is sold, not told. You know what I'm saying? On Amazon.com. They both bestsellers. God damn it. I ain't no celebrity. I ain't no entertainer. And I ain't famous. What you take that picture? Oh, that's an old picture, actually. Yeah, that's an old picture. I took that picture 10 years ago. Yep, that's an old picture. That's when I had braids. Yep, I had braids in for probably like a year. But this one I lived in Atlanta. I didn't have braids very long. My hair grew up very fast. I had it like for a year, and I took it out. On that particular day, I couldn't find nobody to braid my hair. Yep. So I just took a picture for the hell of it, and I just never released the picture. I never showed it to nobody until now. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. Really, it's not like it ain't that deep at all. You know. Yeah, I had long hair when I was in my 20s, and then I had long hair when I was in my 30s. And actually, no, early 40s for like I said, less than a year. Yep. This is when I lived in Atlanta. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But just gotta be careful out here, man. And it's good to it's not good to be a lonely drifter out here either. That's another thing. That's kind of a bad idea. See, when you're a lonely drifter, you're an easy target. You know, some people go, I don't trust nobody. Well, shit, you gotta trust somebody at some point. You know what I'm saying? There's strength in numbers. So, you know, I had a guy tell me years ago, he said, if you want to go by yourself, no, he said, how do you say that shit? If you want it to last a long time, go as a group. But if you want to move fast, go by yourself. And, you know, that makes a lot of sense if you really think about it. But if you go as a group, it'll last a long time. That makes sense. And then he said if you're solo, If you're trying to do everything by yourself, it's only but so far you can go, and you become an easy target. And at some point, they coming for you if you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's because you got wolves out here. You got low lives out here. And it doesn't matter what you into, what you do for a living, or business opportunities, or whatever the case is. There's low lives out here. And if you're on that incline, if you on the way up, nothing can stop me. I'm on the way up. You know, if you on the way up, oh, they coming for you at some point. You know, don't be naive and think, hey man, I ain't worried about nothing. Hey, I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried. I mind my business. Well, that's good you mind your business. But that doesn't mean that just because you mind your business that people ain't trying to knock you off. You know, I'm not that naive. Shit. I've been on the internet for a long time, and even I ain't that naive to think that, you know. Look, let me tell you something. I've had at least 2-3 websites that got hacked. I'm talking about they hacked the shit out of my website because I wasn't prepared for what could happen or what might happen in advance. They hacked the shit out of my website. Not only did they hack my website, them assholes took a picture, a screenshot of my website, and emailed it to me and said, "Ha ha, your website down." You asshole. You know how much of an asshole you got to be. You hack somebody's website and sent the person a screenshot telling them that your shit down. I got you, bitch. You know, you asshole. But that's what we call a lowlife. There's a lot of people out here that's like that. There's plenty of lowlives out here. There's plenty of them out here. Don't be naive and think just because you ain't doing nothing wrong that ain't nobody gonna bother you. No, it usually don't work that way. Yeah, no, it usually don't work that way. I wish it was like that. It's been plenty of times where I was minding my own damn business and some old fool came around us and just started doing things to distract us, to bother us. That happens every once in a while. And you might have to tell someone to fuck off. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to do it you can do it in a nice way. You can do it in a nice way. You know, you don't have to make a scene, any of that stuff. But, you know, stuff happens. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of people ain't really, they ain't really trying to give you the benefit of the doubt like that. You know, they ain't really, most people are going to be against you. That's been my experience. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I remember I had something that happened to me. Somebody lied on me. I mean, it's a blatant lie. And a lot of people was actually believe what that broad was saying at the time. And I'm looking at some people like, yo, man, you know, how long you know me, man? He said, well, I know you for like 5 years. And you believe that bitch over me, man? You actually believe I do some shit like that? They say, well, I don't know, man. It sound like it sound like she was telling the truth to me. So it's that type of shit, you know. So people, I've seen people lie on themselves. I've seen people lie on themselves, bro. So I'm like, if a motherfucker was willing to lie on himself, well, shit, he can probably believe anything anybody says about me. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you know. So I'm not. That's why I'm not caught off guard with it, with anything anybody does, because I've seen people do all kind of silly shit. So that's why I try not to put myself in situations where I have to rely on someone else's judgment. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay 2 to 5 steps ahead of everybody. So at the end of the day, you got to do what's in your best interest. And if need be, you might have to defend yourself. And just know that even though you might be in the right, you might end up in the wrong. That it is what it is. That's how I was taught. And my parents told me this. I think I was like 11 or 12 years old when they gave me that talk. The game is rigged. There's nothing fair out here. You know. Yeah, you got laws and rights. But are they going to back the laws? Do they pertain to you? Most of the time, no. Most of the time, you got to get an attorney. Most of the time, you got to get an attorney. And your attorney might suck. The attorney might be trash. So, I don't know about you. I don't want to have to depend on an attorney. Most of them are trash today. Whew. Unless they have some clout. And if attorney has any type of clout, you probably not going to be able to afford them. I'm just saying. Yeah. But hey, that's all I got. Don't forget to check out my best-selling book, Love at First Click, and Love Can't Wait on Amazon.com. So until next time, share this episode. My phone's about to die. Until next time, I'm out.